Hey guys, what is up? Zero here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Retry. So, in the last episode, it seems that we've been a big twist has been revealed to us. It turns out that MC is actually in a coma. You know, a lot of people wanted to speculate that he was in some sort of weird alternate dimension. But no, yeah, he's apparently, ever since he saw Sayori's dead body, he has been passed out and in a coma. And, Monika and the other girls found Sayori's body, so they know what happened to her, and they took him to the hospital. So now they're basically just waiting for him to wake up from his coma. And, you know, in his coma, he's kind of just like, you know, acting as if everything... He's like... He's kind of aware that what's going on in his coma is kind of weird and shouldn't be happening. Basically, MC's playing Relapse in his coma. He's playing DDLC Relapse in his coma, while in the real world, that's not happening. Because, yeah, he's like, I went back in time! But really, he didn't. So, it's, so, you know, he's just, he's chilling over there. He's playing Relapse. We're in like realistic Act 2, so that's not good. But yeah, it's time to see what the hell's going on with him. I think this is Monika, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, because we're saw him at the hospital. Yeah, so this is Monika. Doki Doki Realize was somehow even more depressing. I mean, Relapse is only depressing at like the end of it. That's probably why. It's easy to be more depressing than Relapse.
It's been a week since the incident. I come to the hospital first thing in the morning. I want to stay here for the night as well, but both Sayori's and my parents won't let me to.
Won't let me. You don't need the two.
Speaking of Sayori's parents, explaining the situation to them was harder than I thought it'd be. It was like my mind still couldn't make sense of what happened. Coming up with each word was a struggle.
Wait, did you just say harder than I thought it'd be? I mean, I would think it'd be pretty hard to explain to parents that their daughter committed suicide. Should have expected that.
I could hardly look at their faces when I told them what I saw. They got devastated after learning what happened. How could they not be? So after learning their daughter took her own life, which parent wouldn't? Sayori's mom couldn't even remain standing during the funeral yesterday. I can't even put myself into their shoes while I grieve this much because of losing one of my closest friends. And now, both of them are here for Zero. When I told them he was taken into intensive care, he immediately called his parents. So they too know about the situation, but there's an ongoing storm where they are, so they couldn't take a flight here yet. That being the case, Sayori's parents agreed to look after Zero. Since the two families are so close, Zero must have been like a son to them. And because of that, he isn't left alone and I have to leave at night. However, I asked them to let me know if anything happens while I'm at home and give them my number. I gave them my number. Half an hour ago, they told me he's taken out from intensive care and put into a normal room. His condition is not life-threatening, but they don't know when he'll wake up. They also said that they have to go somewhere for a couple hours. Thereupon, I quickly got ready and came to the hospital.
I'm gonna point out something with Zero in a coma. This is similar to Zero's Vigilante Chapter 3, somewhere in the beginning, I think. I mean, I guess, but I mean, it's not like I invented the idea of comas.
After I ask for Zero's room at the reception, I head to the stairs and climb up the floors. Getting closer to his room, someone with a white apron gets out. He's Zero's doctor, and I go near him. Hello, sir. Can I get information about the patient inside, please? He's a friend of mine.
Your friend, huh? I've seen you before, if I recall correctly, haven't I? You're the girl I talked to after taking him to intensive care. After doing so much for him, of course you have a right to know. Zero's condition is pretty good. It's not the words a doctor would use. It's pretty good. Also, what is these like realistic hospital backgrounds? These give me weird vibes. I don't like when mods use like realistic backgrounds for like for backgrounds. Use like realistic photos for backgrounds. It looks so odd. Luckily, there's no like actual sprite on screen because it looks weird when sprites are on screen, but it even looks weird just now. It looks odd. Like I said before, he went into a trauma because of the shock. He's not in any danger, but it's hard to know how long it'll take for him to wake up. Maybe a day, maybe a week. But don't worry, he's fine.
After hearing that he's fine, I feel relieved, but that last part still makes me feel a bit worried. Thank you for informing me, sir.
You're welcome.
Before he starts walking, I speak up again. Am I allowed to enter his room?
Of course you're allowed to.
I see. Thank you again. And with that, I get in Zero's room while the doctor goes away.
Zero? He's cool. Pretty okie dokie. Condition? Chill. I'll say it's like, I don't know what kind of doctor would be like, oh, he's pretty good.
I pull a seat near his bed and sit down. He's sleeping peacefully. I hope he's as peaceful in his dreams as he seems. I missed you so much, I say with a quiet voice.
God damn, this noise is gonna really be here the entire time, huh? Okay.
Since I couldn't get near him while he was in intensive care for the whole past week, now it feels like I haven't seen him in ages. Because of that, I just watch his face for a good 5 minutes. Then I take his hand in mine and start speaking. Hey, Zero? I wish I had good news to share with you, but... Sayori died, Zero.
Oh no, it's in the music!
Sayori died, Zero. We buried her yesterday. Of course, you have already seen her dead body. But I want you to know that it's not your fault. I know you just blame yourself if you're awake. But please, don't blame yourself, Zero. You hear me? You couldn't know she would have done that. No one could. In fact, you noticed something was wrong with Sayori before us. On Friday, you came to me saying Sayori was feeling down. I thought that was temporary. I said everyone has days like that, but you didn't stop worrying.
Okay, this is a flashback. Okay, I was about to say, okay, I can turn the music back up, my gosh. Freaking jeez. Oh wait, whoopsies. I didn't know I enabled emote only. That was an accident. My bad. My bad, chat. There you go. Clicked the wrong button.
While I was doing some paperwork at the teacher's desk, someone approaches me.
What? This isn't... Wait, huh? Oh, okay. What's this? Okay, well, okay. So we're Monika in the flashback. She's not telling the flashback. Okay. I got super confused. I was like, why is she saying someone approaches me? And I was like, oh, because we're Monika in the flashback. We're not Monika telling the flashback. I mean, who would she tell it to? Sure. Hey, Monika, can I talk to you for a bit?
Of course, Zero. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I don't know how I should say this, but the thing is, Sayori's in a bad mood since this morning. I tried talking to her just now, but she shrugged me off. I'm really worried right now. My gut tells me there's something really wrong with her.
I tilt my head to the side and look over just towards Sayori. You're right. It caught my attention too since she came here. But I don't think it's something you need to worry about this much. Most likely, she's just having a bad day. That's all. You really think Sayori would keep a big do you really think Sayori would keep a big secret from you? Huh?
You aren't entirely wrong, but I just can't shake off my concerns. I have a bad feeling inside. I can't suppress it, Monika.
Zero, I'm asking you to calm down a bit. At the very least, we can talk to Sayori when she feels a bit better and make her spill the beans. We're talking about Sayori here. She won't do anything that'll upset us.
I understand. Okay then, Monika. Wait, hold up. Didn't she say that he was the first to realize something was wrong? In fact, you noticed something was wrong with Sayori before us. Then why did Monika say... you're right, it caught my attention since she came here. So, he wasn't the one to spot it before all of you. You weren't. Monika was. He was just the first to say something. I feel like they could have reworded that. I feel like if they reworded it to, you were the first to say something about it, or like, you know, just say the fact that he was still worrying, that one makes sense. To say that he was the first one to notice something, and then Monika literally goes, yeah, I've noticed it too. Like, what? Then which is it? Like, was he the first or wasn't he? Should have just reused the vanilla dialogue. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, the vanilla in vanilla he was the first. Because Monika didn't, because I don't think Monika says that I've noticed that. I think in vanilla, Monika doesn't, I think she's like surprised. Like, I think she is surprised. Could be wrong. I don't fully remember that scene. But I was like, if I remember correctly, Monika was like, actually like, you know, MC is the first to make a note of it. You were the first to notice something was wrong. I mean, I noticed it too, but... But you were the first to say something. You're the first to actively say something. Okay then, Monika. I'll listen to you and relax a bit. But I'll try and find out about Sayori's problem when I get the chance.
Alright, Zero. Alright. I said nothing will happen to Sayori. But I was wrong. I start watering. If we're to blame someone, then let's blame me, Zero. Me! Blame me.
Or we blame nobody. Because it was a suicide. So it's by technicality no one's fault. But I mean, this is usually what happens though, when people commit suicide. No, I forgot. No, Dream Sayori's being mean. I forgot about this. Why did Monika didn't act like she cared? Well, no, she was fine. She was fine in the way she acted, I think. She was just basically saying, like, I don't think she just thought it wasn't that big of a deal. She was like, well, we don't really know what's bugging her. She even said, well, we'll wait for her. She didn't want to pry into Sayori. Like, it wasn't, I don't think Monika acting there was bad. It made sense, you know? She was like, she was like, she'll tell us when she's ready, you know? She just thought it was something like that, you know? She didn't want to pry into something if it was like something personal with Sayori. And that's a fine way to see things, you know? Not everybody's gonna assume, no, you need to talk to me now about your problems, you know? Like, not everybody, no one wants to be that pushy. So yeah, no, that was reasonable. She didn't act like she didn't care. She was just like, well, maybe she'll tell us when she's ready.
You pitiful idiot! What the hell is this? Again? I'll save her, you say, huh?
I'm having a nightmare again? I'm having a nightmare in a coma. Oh, because he's asleep in the coma. I forgot, right? This is a triple layer, huh? He's asleep in the coma. It's double sleep. Oh yeah, we need to turn the music back up, right? There we go. Having a nightmare again? Your incompetence and hopelessness is making me laugh, Zero. This isn't Sayori, that's too big of words for her! Let alone saving her. You can't even look her in the face. Have you ever wondered why you lost consciousness all of a sudden after entering the club? What are you trying to say? Again? I'm having a hard time while speaking for some reason.
Oh? Let me explain. You know, after pumping yourself up in that park, you went to school on a whim. When you entered the room and met her eyes, you passed out. Passed out, Zero! You're so funny that I can't contain my laughter.
What? I didn't pass out with an absurd reason like that, right? How would I believe what you're saying?
And try to remember what happened, Zero. You can't, but I know what happened. I know everything about you. Everything! You can't even look at the face of the person you willingly neglected because of your guilt. Your guilt grows bigger, Zero. I'm getting stronger. And you can neither stop me nor save Sayori. You won't be able to move on, Zero. As long as you stay in this world, I will be always after you. I will never give you peace.
Oh. So scary. I don't like this Sayori, Zero. I don't know if I like her either. I like that regular. I don't like her. She's scary. Alright, so yeah, so that Sayori is the embodiment of his guilt. Alright, that makes sense. So it's the embodiment of, I guess it's like, the truth scratching at the back of his head, you know? It's like, he knows the truth, but he just doesn't want to accept it, I'm assuming is what it's supposed to be. Thank you for 100 bits, Rage Bob. Freaking mod is confusing at times. I don't think it's confusing. She literally said what she was. She was like, I'm your guilt. So yeah, she's literally just the guilt in the back of his head. It's like, he knows what happened. He just doesn't want to accept it. It's really funny how we played all of this after Amori. A nightmare again. That fucking... What does that thing even mean by this world? Well, you're gonna mess with me for as long as I'm alive, I guess. By the way, is that thing really telling the truth? Did I actually pass out because of seeing her? Will I ever be able to look at her face anymore? Fuck. Fuck. Fuck! I'm pathetic. I'm totally fucking pathetic. I'm not going to let something happen to Sayori, I said. What a joke that was. I can't even look at her in the goddamn eyes. Am I the one to help her? I can't even help myself. Ah! I grab the nearest object on the desk and throw it to the ground. The object makes a loud noise as it breaks into small pieces. Ugh! Just before I throw something else to the ground again, the door to my bedroom swiftly opens. Who the hell's at my house? What? How did you... What? Huh?
Zero!
I froze and Sayori rushes to me.
I heard you screaming. Are you alright? Did you hurt yourself anywhere?
I'm... fine, Sayori. But... why are you here? Yeah, what the fuck? I mean, again, he's in a dream world. Why am I questioning the logic?
Didn't I tell you that I'll come to check on you this morning? That's why I'm here. Also, I forgot to give you your keys back yesterday, so that's how I was able to get in your home. I was just about to enter your room, then I heard you screaming, and then a breaking noise, and you're screaming again. I thought something happened to you.
Sorry, Sayori wraps her arms around me.
Thank goodness you're okay. Don't scare me like this.
I want to say something, but nothing comes out from my mouth. After hugging me for a while, Sayori lets me go. Looks at my face.
What made you this angry?
I try to speak once again, but immediately fail afterwards. My mouth just doesn't move. I close my eyes and fall onto my knees. I want to tell you all, Sayori. I want to tell you everything I saw. But I can't. Feel a hand on my shoulder.
Zero.
I get up and open my eyes.
You seem to be troubled for the past few days. Not to mention what happened at the club yesterday. I was thinking we could take a walk to the park and then you can tell me what's the matter there. What do you say?
I look at the clock. Okay, but school's about to start in half an hour.
Forget about school, Zero. You're more important right now. Let's just spend some time together. Besides, there's something that I want to talk to you about.
Alright then. Let me get changed first, and then we can go.
Okay.
She happily gets out of my room, and I begin to change. Sorry, it's the middle of the night. No, it's not the middle of the night. I was shitting her back to Monika. We are back to Monika Town.
Blame me. I can't hold it anymore, and warm tears begin to leak from my eyes. I silently cry for a while. I left you both alone, Zero. You were the one who thought there was something behind Sayori's situation. I left both you and Sayori alone. After you called and told me those things, I should have come to you right away. I shouldn't have left you two alone after hearing them.
There's more to the story.
I think about Friday while laying on my bed. I wonder what was going on with Sayori. Zero was worrying so much for her. I managed to calm him down for the moment, but it's bugging me too. I wanted to speak with Sayori, but she didn't pick up. I hope I'll find a chance to speak with her after the festival. I wonder how Zero's doing too. I've never seen him that concerned before. I know how he is when the subject is Sayori, but that was something else. I hope they're both alright. My phone rings when my mind goes between Sayori and Zero. Is it Sayori? I take my phone and look at the caller's name. Zero? I quickly pick up the call.
It's my fault. It's all my fault, Monika.
He sounds terrible. Something bad must have happened. Zero, what are you talking about? What's your fault?
I couldn't take it and went to Sayori's house. And we spoke.
When did you speak, Zero? Take a deep breath and calmly tell me about it.
I can't be calm, Monika. Sayori's depressed.
What?
She told me that she can't find a reason to wake up the next morning. And also said that she's been like this for a very long time.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
What have I done when Sayori's been feeling this way for years? I've never been there for her. I always ran away from her. This is my fault. My fault. My fault.
Zero.
What am I going to do now, Monika? How am I going to fix the situation? I joined the club to make things better, but I've even failed on that. It's my fault that she's this way, and I have no idea what to do. Damn it!
It takes me a while to digest what I hear. As if it wasn't enough to hear that Sayori's depressed, Zero's attitude is making me worse. I desperately think of something to say and open my mouth. Zero. Zero, listen to me. Calm down a little, and please listen to me. Yes, the things you heard are hard to accept, and I know you're seeing yourself as the one to blame. But we can't find a solution to the situation with lamenting. Sayori's depression won't go away if the only thing you do is keep blaming yourself. You can talk about this with everyone and come up with something. So there's no use in you tormenting yourself. Do you understand me?
I do.
Tell you what. Let's talk to Sayori after the festival tomorrow. All of us. I believe we can work this out together, Zero.
Okay, Monika. We can. Do as you said.
Alright, I'll talk to the other girls about this before you two come. It'd be better if I say this face to face.
See you tomorrow then, Monika.
See you, Zero. After the call ends, I watch the wall in front of me for some time. I can't believe things have come to this point. I feel so uneasy inside. Should I go to them, I wonder? After all, I know where Sayori's home is, and she once told me that Zero lives next to her, so I can go for them both. No, they probably want to be alone right now. I shouldn't disturb them for today. I feel like a lot will happen tomorrow.
That wasn't that unreasonable either. That's also a fair decision.
I left you both alone, and now we lost Sayori. And your words get stuck in my throat. I'm sorry to make you suffer alone about Sayori, Zero. If only I was as worrisome as you. If only I could feel something was really wrong like you. If only I've chosen to act instead of waiting, then maybe Sayori would be still alive. But now, I'm suffering the punishment of my mistake. It hurts me so much that she's gone now. I feel like my heart is torn to pieces. But there's something that keeps me on my feet. That be you, Zero. I don't want to lose you too. I know the doctor said you're alright, but I can't be at ease until you wake up. Because if you go to, then I can't be able to stand. I love you, Zero. Please, wake up. I'm begging you. Please.
Okay. So far, there doesn't seem to be any major issues besides, the obvious grammar words and stuff. I guess how Monika acted to all of this is fine. Like I said, the way she acted isn't exactly too far off, It's like, you don't really know how to handle situations like that. Because, yeah, in some cases, you're like, because it's like, in some cases, someone with depression most likely does not want just, everybody calling them being like, hey, heard about your depression. I hope you're okay, It's like, not, people with depression don't want that. So, yeah, it's like, so, in a way, she acted very smart. It's not like she was gonna know that Sayori was gonna hang herself tomorrow, Though, I'm very confused about the events of this, though. I will say this. Because, like, okay, so, here's my issue. What happened the next day? Because the thing is, if we go by base DDLC standards, like, what happens is, MC learns about Sayori's depression, right? And the thing that arguably makes it worse is when he hangs out with one of the other girls and Sayori sees him hang out with one of the other girls, like she sees him hang out with the girl on the weekend. So it's something where it's like, that's what arguably you would say would make her depression worse. So it's like, well, now that MC seems to be reacting, more strongly to it than he did in the base game, now I'm a little confused because I'm like, did he not hang out with Natsuki or Yuri that weekend, I'm assuming? Because he seems super affected by this, so it makes me hard to believe that those events of the base game would still happen if he was that depressed. You know, I doubt he'd want to be like, hey, cupcake time, you know, like cupcakes with Natsuki, you know? Like, I doubt, like, that would happen. So if that didn't happen, then it's like, I feel like it'd be very odd that Sayori would just kill herself instantly. You know, so I was like, yeah, we don't know what happens the day after. Yeah, hopefully the mod does shed some light on that. There's like one more flashback. I actually, because I don't remember, does he mention the cupcakes in the beginning of the mod? Also, thank you for the sub. Thank you for the resub, Rogue Wolf. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the 5 gift subs, man. You crazy. Thank you. I'm sorry it took me a bit to react to that. You caught me in the middle of a thought. But thank you, man. I really appreciate it. But yeah, no, yeah, it's like, I'm definitely like, I feel like I'm hoping we get another flashback, because I feel like there's something that I feel like really needs to be addressed here. Should have been part of the prologue. That's what I'm saying. I don't fully remember if he mentioned Natsuki's cupcakes or anything. Yeah, we got to see that Monika was seeing MC wasn't a flashback. Monika and MC talking was the flashback, but Monika like seeing MC with like, you know, seeing that he's passed out, that wasn't a flashback. That actually happened in real time. So yeah, it's like, it's kind of weird. Like, if there isn't a scene, if there isn't something to show that MC doesn't hang out with the girls, it's kind of weird that Sayori would just instantly commit suicide the day after she tells MC this, and he's like clearly upset, you know? It's like, why would she kill herself then, you know? The other girls didn't seem to bring up they saw him over the weekend, right? Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, it makes her suicide feel kind of like random, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess arguably you could make the argument that it's like, well, you know, people, it's like you can't really, you know, time that sort of things. So it's like, I guess that's fair. You know, for all we know, maybe she felt guilty for telling him. Maybe she saw how he reacted to it. So then Sayori felt guilty that she made him upset, and then maybe she killed herself. That could be fair. That makes sense, actually. You know, I think that's that's a plausible thing. There you go. That's plausible. And that could make sense. But yeah, I don't know. I am hoping to see another flashback, because I do kind of want to get answers for that anyway. But we'll see. Come to think, I never really thought about what happened the day after when you spend time with one of the girls. Just gets me thinking all of a sudden. The day after you spend time with one of the girls, she's already dead. Like the day after, like Dan confirmed that the morning of the festival, Sayori has already hung herself. Like, Dan has confirmed that. So even if MC went to check on Sayori before he went to school, she would have already been dead. Because I remember he had to confirm that, because a lot of people were like giving MC shit and being like, why didn't he check on her before he went to school? But yeah, Dan confirmed that, yeah, Sayori's already dead literally the day of the festival. Like, literally the morning of the festival, she already hung herself. So yeah, even if MC went to her house first the day of the festival, she would have already been, she's already dead. Yeah, I think it's like, I think it's concluded she hung herself like around midnight. Yeah, man, whatever, yeah, you exactly. You would have to stop at like 4 a.m. After walking silently for a while, we arrive at the park. We find a spot across the lake to sit, like the last time. And then Sayori turns to me.
Now tell me, what's been bothering you?
It's nothing. Can I say what's been bothering me? She won't believe me. Even if she does, I can't just say you're in depression and I saw you hanging from the ceiling. You were in depression. You were in depression. I don't think that's the right words.
Oh, come on, Zero. You know you can't fool me like that. Do you remember what we spoke here on Tuesday, right? I told you to not be stuck in the past.
Yeah, I remember.
Then tell me! There's something that traps you inside your mind right now, isn't it? Something you blame yourself for.
Sayori, what is she talking about?
You can't feel guilty for everything, Zero. Sometimes things around you can happen outside of your control. And unfortunately, you won't be able to do anything in such situations. But even then, you continue to blame yourself. In order to continue living your life, you have to not get stuck in the past, no matter what happened before. You live in the present, Zero, or you think you do.
What does she mean by that? Sayori, what are you even saying?
I'm aware of what's going on, Zero. I'm aware that this place isn't real.
This place is not real?
I'm sure you've already thought a million times about how you're reliving this week. Correct?
Wait, how does Sayori know about this? Sayori...
How do I know? Because just like this world, I'm not real as well, Zero. This world is actually created by your mind. You're already on the verge of losing your mind because of blaming yourself for the recent events. And after seeing me hanging like that, your mind just couldn't stand it anymore and lost itself. But in order to protect you, it made you forget the memories of the past week and returned you to the start of it. Although, I don't know how you were able to remember the festival morning.
What? Created by my mind? Protecting myself? What the hell is she talking about? Yeah, I believe I went back in time, but this is just too much. Sayori, what nonsense are you saying? What is created by my mind? What do you mean you're not real? I can see you right in front of me. How are you not real?
I'm dead, Zero. And as for you, you need to wake up.
I need to wake up?
As long as you stay in this world.
What does that thing even mean by this world?
This world is actually created by your mind.
No. It can't be that. No! The realization finally hits me as I finally understand what's going on. I don't want to.
Huh?
I don't want to lose you. Close my eyes and hurl myself onto Sayori, then hold her tightly with all my strength. My eyes begin to tear. My body trembles as Sayori wraps her arms around me. You're here! I can talk to you, hug you. If I wake up, I won't even have this. I burst out in tears. I'm so sorry, Sayori. I was too late. I couldn't protect you. Despite being your best friend, I left you alone. I'm sorry, Sayori. I know none of my words will bring you back. I wish I wasn't a coward like this. Then maybe... Shh. Sayori shushes me and wipes my tears.
What happened is in the past now, Zero. Don't get stuck in it. You'll also get stuck inside your own mind. Like now. Whatever we go through, good or bad, life goes on one way or another. And to catch up with life, you must get out of your mind, which can only be possible by freeing yourself from the thoughts that make you dwell in the past. You understand me, right?
I slowly nod.
And besides, my death is not your fault. Never ever blame yourself for it. I was the one who chose a cowardly way out like that. And I'm truly sorry for making you experience this pain, Zero. But you won't suffer this pain alone. There's someone waiting for you on the other side. You have to go back to her now. Goodbye, Zero.
Sayori.
Huh? Zero? Zero! He woke up. He woke up. Zero, are you alright? Can you hear me? Zero slowly turns his eyes to me.
Monika?
Yes, Zero. Monika. I'm here for you, okay? You're fine. Thank God you're fine.
Ah, shit, who is this? We have no clue as to who this is now. Damn, that was actually really good. Okay, that was really, that was actually really well done. I like that. That was really good. That was actually really well done. Goddamn. Thank you for the $10.69, MJ Burgo. What's up, Zero? Congrats on reaching 20k. I also have to give props to this mod's writing. Seemed mostly accurate to when I learned of a close friend's early passing. Anytime I would sleep, I always end up in this alternate world. I'm better now. Oh, I'm glad to hear you're better now, man. But yeah, this mod's, I'm happy to hear you're better now, man. This is a really hard thing to go through. But yeah, it's like, yeah, that was written, that scene was written pretty well. I liked that. That was good. I liked that it was basically, yeah, it was just, you know, it was all about MC basically just, it was because, yeah, Sayori represented his guilt. So because she represented his guilt, they also had it that she was the one to finally, she was the one to finally confront him on it. Which I think was actually, that was really good. The CG was off, but the writing was not that bad. The CG wasn't that bad. I think the CG was fine. I mean, yeah, MC was a little tall, I guess. He was a little lanky, but overall, I think the CG served its purpose well. It was fine. I think it was pretty good. That worked. The setup could have been better. How so? I feel like the setup was fine. I think I saw you mention earlier, Rage Bob, you said it should have been a twist, but I mean, I feel like it didn't have to be a twist. I feel like a twist wasn't necessary. They already gave us a twist when we figured out that he was in a coma. I feel like it didn't have to be a twist for it to be upsetting. I think it was just the fact of him having to, I think him coming to terms with it was just already sad enough as it was. I thought MC being in the coma was the twist. It was, as I'm saying. Yeah, they already did a twist. You don't need another twist. If anything, there was a twist. The twist was that Sayori was going to talk to him about being in a coma. I wasn't expecting that. I thought they were just gonna I thought she was gonna talk to him about her depression. I wasn't expecting the park thing to be a setup to her to be like, you need to wake up. Yeah, we're close to the end of this mod. Oh yeah, we're definitely like close to the end for sure. Bull's Bay was really nice. The Simon's Pit really too. But damn, MC's taller than Yuri. Yeah, like I said, the CG may have looked a little odd, but overall it was fine. Overall it was okay. Were you not here for the Vigilante? Were you not at the Vigilante streams? No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Libertine is definitely, yeah, Vigilante was a different matter. It's more action-based and has its sweet moments. This is more of a down-to-earth kind of feeling. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This entire mod felt like it was definitely more, this is more of a sentimental, emotional mod more so, of Ellen's focus, because that's like the entire point of this mod. But yeah, I guess we still have to play the rest of it, see what happens. I'm assuming this is MC. Because this is where he lives, so. After getting out of my house, I set to wait on the sidewalk. Today I have a very important place to go. I'm going to visit Sayori's grave. Since she was buried while I was in a coma, I missed the funeral, but the only thing on my mind after being discharged from the hospital yesterday is visiting her. I was actually thinking about going there alone, but when I said this to Monika, she said that she wanted to go with me. I couldn't reject her. And now I'm waiting for her. We'll be on our way as soon as she arrives.
Hey, Zero.
Speak of the devil. Monika's walking really fast, like she's late to somewhere. Hey, Monika.
Did I keep you waiting too long?
Not really. I just got out of the house.
Good.
Shall we go, then?
Yeah.
Thus, we make our way to the cemetery.
Zero. You feel okay, right?
Of course I feel okay, Monika. Even though I was perfectly fine when I woke up, they held me there for a few more days. And thanks to that, I had more than enough rest. Don't worry about me, alright?
Easy for you to say. After all that happened, of course I'll be worried. Do you know how much you scared me? What if...
I interrupt Monika. Monika. And hold her hands. I apologize for worrying you. I can imagine how bad the whole situation was from your perspective. But I'm right beside you, and I'm alright. So please, don't worry anymore.
But if you say it like this, then I...
Pardon?
I say alright, alright. I won't worry anymore. Are you happy now?
Thank you. Seeing Monika worry about me this much makes my heart beat a bit faster even after everything I've been through. She came to the hospital day after day for me. And was right next to me when I woke up. She was holding my hand and crying. So Monika really cares about me. Huh. Thinking about this makes my heart skip a beat. Wait, what? Are we really still, are we, huh? I thought you guys were, are they not together? I'm so confused. Are they together? Are they not? Answer me! I was about to say, I'm confused. I thought they were together. Are they? Oh, I know. They're not together. We know Monika likes MC and MC likes Monika, but neither knows they like each other. Right, okay. I remembered now. Sorry, I was confused. Yeah, I was confused. Alright, yeah. Alright, proceed. I had to remember. Yeah, no, okay. Makes sense. I had to remember where their relationship was. It's not official because both of them don't know that they like each other. I wonder if... Whatever. Now's not the time to think that. After walking for about an hour, we arrive at the cemetery. I turn to Monika. After you, Monika. You know where Sayori's grave is?
Yes.
While following Monika, I pass by other graves. There are quite a lot of graves here. I'll try to look at the names of the ones I pass while walking. Sounds of birds chirping and trees' leaves rustling with the breeze comes to my ear as I move. Then Monika stops at a point that is neither close nor far to the entrance and turns to me.
Here we are.
She gestures to the grave next to her with her hand. Thank you, Monika. I come close to Sayori's grave, lean to my knees, and then continue talking to Monika. I already told you about things that happened between Sayori and me in the past. Therefore, you know that I've done things in the past that I blame myself for. The distance I put between me and Sayori because of my own selfishness, or running away from her due to my guilt, are just a few of those that I can count. But getting stuck to them only cast a shadow over my own future, and the good memories I made with Sayori. Like someone really dear to me said before, life goes on, one way or another. Even when the fact that she's dead rips through my heart like a spear, I and I'm hurting so much. From now on, the only thing I can do is make her happy, is living my life without being stuck in the past. Also, if Sayori sees me blaming myself because of the past while watching me from the above, it'll only upset her. But I realized this all a bit too late. I fell silent for a short time.
Zero.
Turned my head to Monika. Yes, Monika?
There's something I want to give to you.
Monika pulls out her wallet and takes out a folded paper from inside. What's that?
This is for you, Zero. I found this on Sayori's desk on the other day, the day of the incident. It had your name on it. I think she wrote you a farewell letter. I've never opened it and couldn't find the right time to give it to you. But I don't think it's right for me to hold on to this any longer. So please take this.
After getting up, she hands me the folded paper, and then I take it from her. I unfold the paper and read through it.
Dear Zero, before doing the thing I'm about to do, I have things that I want to say to you. Actually, I never thought of writing something like a goodbye letter. However, I really want to say these to you. And since I can't do that in person, I thought it would be best if I write them down. Zero, you've always blamed yourself for the distance between us, but the fault wasn't only yours. I couldn't be of any help to you while you were suffering. I was scared too. I ran away too. You were always shouldering all the responsibility and guilt by yourself. And despite that, you've always loved me. So for that reason, thank you. Thank you for always making me happy. Thank you for being in the best moments of my life. Thank you for being my best friend for all this time. And please don't blame yourself for my death. I beg you. It's not your fault, and it'll never be. Let's just say that I succumbed to my own cowardice. Of course, no matter what I write, nonetheless, me leaving you will absolutely tear you in two. But you won't be alone, Zero. Surely there'll be someone by your side who you can share your pain and lean on to. Also, I'll be watching over you. Zero. Never forget. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't even be able to come to this day. You will always be my best friend. I love you. Your best friend, Sayori.
Tears go down from my fully wet eyes. It was you, wasn't it, Sayori? The one who told me that things around me can happen outside of my control. The one who told me to live without being stuck in the past. The one who told me that your death isn't my fault. It was you. It was definitely you. Even if everything was created by my mind, it was the real you who told me those things. You protected me even after you died. I feel a hand on my shoulder.
Zero, are you alright? What does the letter say?
I look into Monika's eyes and hug Monika with all my might. But Monika also wraps her arms around me. I'm all in a flood of tears and cry out loudly on Monika's shoulder. She said I try to speak between my sobs. You will always be my best friend. That's what she said to me. My crying gets stronger. I feel Monika's hand on my hair. She fondles my hair with her hand.
Is that so?
Her voice is shaking. She's crying too. I respond to her, half crying, half laughing.
Yes.
Still holding each other tightly, we cry for minutes. In these minutes, I feel every single emotion in the world. After spending quite some time crying on Monika's shoulder, I calm down a bit. And I release myself from the hug and look into Monika's face. Monika.
Zero?
Sari mentioned that there'll surely be someone by my side in her letter. I think I know who they are. I look into Monika's eyes. Thank you for being by my side, Monika.
Don't mention it, Zero. You're very important to me, so...
She can't even finish her sentence. There's no need for that. You're important to me too, Monika. I hug her tightly again. And she hugs me tightly again.
You'll always stay as Sayori's best friend, Zero. And I will always be by your side.
What? No, Chad, I'm not crying. That was just me. That's what I do for voice acting. How many times do I have to tell you guys this? I'm like, every time I voice act someone sad, everyone's like, Zero, are you crying? I'm like, no, I'm just making myself sound like I'm crying. Okay, so I will say this. Very good scenes. One thing I will say I didn't fully like was the tombstone. When he was talking at the grave, it sounded a little too on the nose. I don't know. Like, it was a little weird. I feel like it could have been worded better. When he was at the grave, he was like, it kind of just felt like he was spouting things. Like when it was showing the cemetery. I mean, it was showing that cemetery. We're showing Sayori's grave. His lines there were very weird. Like, I don't know. It felt very odd. Like, some of the things he was saying felt way too, like, on the nose. I feel like it could have been worded better. Because he was like, Monika, I've told you about me and Sayori's distance. Like, and everything he said to that felt really weird. It's like, there's something you probably should have thought or something. I don't know. I feel like that could have been better. That one was a little odd. You know? Also, like I said, this mod is really good for the final scenes, but I still don't fully forget the whole MC and Monika relationship being kind of forced. Like, I don't know, it was a little weird. Like, MC and Monika's relationship, I still feels like it could have been a little better. It feels like it just kind of was forced into there. I feel like that could have been better. I also feel like this one's just a little like a mini opinion. This one doesn't really fully matter, but I feel like it would have been better if he didn't tell Monika about the note that says like you'll have somebody there to help you. I feel like it would have been better if he didn't tell Monika about that and was just like, huh, you're right, Sayori, I do, you know, and just kind of like, you know, Monika doesn't know that that's what it says. It feels like she's kind of forcing him to be like, Monika, Sayori's note says that you like me, so says that I'll have somebody. Like, what if he didn't know that she didn't like him? That would have went really weird. Like, that's what I was like. So, but no, that's a mini thing. I'm not gonna hold that part against the mod because it's like a very small thing. But yeah, Sayori's suicide note was pretty good for the most part. It felt like they were using the same words too much. Like, I was the one who grew the distance between each other. It's like, okay, why do we keep saying, like, the distance? We could have just said it was, for me, the reason we, like, tread apart. Like, they could have used different words to describe that. It was kind of weird that every time, every person's description of it was the distance between us. Like, why were both of them saying the exact same things? That felt a little weird. But, Overall, though, the mod definitely, I think, picked up later. I think that's what this mod really was. The beginning was very rough in this mod. It had a very rough beginning with how it was handling all of things. And then as time went on, it got a little better. A little bit of a rocky better, but it got better as time went on. But yeah, it's like Monika's, Monika and MC's relationship did feel a little bit forced. I feel like that could have been handled better. They didn't give us what actually happened after MC, you know, like the day after of the festival. So I guess Sayori still killed herself, I suppose. All right, I feel like that could have been better. Trying to really explain, trying to tell us trying to really figure out what part of the canon it uses was very confusing as well. You know, like it was like that could have been handled a bit better. But yeah, it had some good emotional scenes when it needed to have them. But I would say lack of Natsuki and Yuri, but I'm not one of those people. I'm not someone who feels like you're forced to use every single DDLC character to the same fucking amount for your stories. I don't think you should be forced to. I'm not going to give them a negative for Natsuki and Yuri not being fully there. This wasn't really a story they were super involved in, so it makes sense for them to not really be here. Obviously, it seemed like Monika and MC were more of the importance here. So it's like I'm not going to really be upset that Natsuki and Yuri weren't really big parts. That's what I was like. So yeah, it's like I'm not really gonna sit here and be like, where are they? Bad mod. But would have been better if they gave Sayori some more screen time. There wasn't enough Sayori. If you do character specific mods, understand where the other girls not really be there. Exactly, yeah. I'm just saying because I know there's some people who complain about that and I never understood it. Yeah, because I'm like, well, they weren't big focus. They weren't a big focus, so what's the point? I'd say this is a good mod, but rough around the edges. I think I'd give it like a B. I think it's like a solid B for me. If I had to put it on the tier list, I think it's a pretty solid B. Like it was a pretty rough, but like when it had some good moments. When it had its good moments, it had its good moments. But yeah, it had some rough. There were some rough things around there, alongside, you know, some of the text being very odd and such. Yeah, the concept itself was really cool. I love the concept. And that was the other thing. The concept is also carrying it a lot, too. The concept was pretty cool. I like the concept. The concept of doing the whole coma thing I thought was actually very interesting. Because it was definitely a cool twist that it made you sit there and you thought it was going to be like Relapse or like a lot of other DDLC mods where they do the whole, oh, you were sent back in time, but he actually wasn't sent back in time and that he's actually in a coma. It's like, that was actually like a cool thing. And and in my opinion, I like that they didn't save that for like a twist at the end, you know? I feel like if they waited until the end to have that as a twist, I feel like the emotion, I feel like it would be kind of gone, you know? Because, I still cared even though I knew he was in a coma. I still cared because I was like, you're just waiting for him to wake up. You're waiting for him to accept the truth. You know, there's a different thing now. So it's like, I do enjoy that. If anything, I'm glad they didn't just have it like a surprise. He didn't actually go back in time, you know, like at the end, you know? It's like, I actually like that they didn't do that. Like, it still worked. But yeah, I think it's like a B. For me. I would give it B+, but it's, I don't know. Some of the stuff, because I remember I remember my thoughts on this mod in the beginning, and I was definitely not feeling super enthralled by it for the most part in the beginning while we were playing this. I definitely was not super enthralled, so I think I have to give it a B. Because also, I feel like it's pretty on point with other B tiers, you know? Redux is in B. You know, just like how Redux is rough around the edges, but does pretty good for its, serious moments, like MC's Breakdown. It's like, I think this one kind of has that same kind of appeal, you know? Rough around the edges, but when it had those, serious moments, it did them decently well. So, yeah, it's like, I think that's why, for me, I'd have to give it a B. But, yeah, I guess we are done with Doki Doki Retry. If you'd like to play this mod on your own, You can download it below. I said that entirely differently. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. But yeah, this has been... Oh, wait, hold up. There's a paragraph. I don't know. I'd feel bad if I didn't fucking... So you do all the stories that warm up to you as it continues, with the problem with those types of stories that they need to really amaze you as it progresses in order to reach at least an A. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I do like that the story did fix itself by the end, but yeah, it's like, it kind of took a bit, sadly, because yeah, it's like, it kind of makes it that the rest of it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of the problem with fruits, but yeah, this has been Zero. Peace. I'm a